find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the Chicago Bears. Charles and I have been looking forward to this one all week, and we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely, frees up your guys elsewhere. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big play that time on the catch and run.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Got some space here, and he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. A big pickup there on the run.
Hey, we haven't been around the entire time football's been played, but we have studied our history, and there have been some great backs who've been accused of running out of bounds to protect themselves. Well, back in the day, many people didn't like that, but nowadays, take care of the football, show some intelligence, live to fight another down.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Meanwhile, this one knocked down in the backfield. It's incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
Can this defense get the stop on the opening drive? Here's 3rd and goal. They'll drop to throw. Touchdown! That's caught. Jonathan Taylor with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Bears take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories, and you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do, and when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive, because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
Here's Mecole Hardman. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
First and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Mariota. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Touchdown, Vikings! Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years, with the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one. Austin Seibert on for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Here comes Jalen Waddle from his end zone. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 11-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that lap...
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week, it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right.
Touchdown, Vikings! Mecole Hardman with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Waddle is going to elect to not bring this out, and instead his guys will begin at the 25-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time, one-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And the Vikings are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
But to me, it's pretty simple, and it's fairly obvious, isn't it? He's got to start making better decisions with the ball.
That's now 2 interceptions in the first quarter. After interception number 1, there was a long talk on the sideline, and now he's made another mistake.
Yeah, he's just been kind of laying these passes out there. He's kind of been floating them a little bit. He's got to be more decisive in his reads and definitely more decisive in throwing the ball. Rifle it in there every now and then.
Following the interception here, Mariota dancing to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Vikings. Mecole Hardman doing it again with his 3rd touchdown here in the opening quarter. And the Vikings get the quick strike touchdown. Here's Seibert now to add the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7.
Makes the score Vikings 21.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Waddle will return this from the end zone. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
Anytime you field a kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one.
And here's another interception, the third of this first quarter. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. So more problems here in this first quarter. Already 2 scores down, and here they give away the football.
And if I'm the head coach, I think it's time to start lighting a fire under some of these guys. Now, you have to do it within your personality. They can't perceive it as fake. But I'd go get after some guys because they don't look ready to play to me. They look flat, uninspired. It's time to get moving.
And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's second down now. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw Mariota. They'll roll him out right. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. On play action, Mariota. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Mecole Hardman. What is going on here? 4 first-quarter touchdowns. Unbelievable. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Waddle will return this from the end zone. And he doesn't even get this to the 10. He's taken down at the 9.
Anytime you field a kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. To the right side, this is Taylor. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. This defense for the Vikings, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Late in the season now, MVP chatter starts, and he might be on the fringe. This is always an award that goes quarterback or running back.
Usually quarterback.
A lot of bias. Does he deserve consideration?
He more than deserves consideration because the way the game is played in the NFL now, it's a pass-first league, right? So that means that people are going to adjust their defenses for him each and every week, and he's still putting up big-time numbers. I know the quarterbacks, the running backs get it, but he should be firmly in the race for MVP.
And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. These two teams, you may remember, they met in Minnesota earlier in the year with the Vikings coming out victorious. So if they can win here in Minnesota, they get a sweep of the season series. First and 10, Taylor now. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe. So, Charles, we have reached the end here of a long season, Week 18, which we don't say very often, although this is not the first Week 18 that the NFL has ever seen.
Not at all, and Brandon, some of the people might be a little bit too young to remember, but back in 1993, the league experimented with giving teams 2 open weeks for the year, and we also saw Week 18 when the league was on pause for a few weeks in 2000.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Isaiah Simmons, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw, sliding out of the pocket. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Myles Jack there to make the tackle.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. A give for Taylor running right side. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's the former Patriot Devin McCourty. And the Vikings will take over here just shy of the 30. Well, we heard all week that they were going to put the football in the air a lot. The problem is that is now 4 interceptions, Charles, that he has thrown in this first half. How do you treat a situation? What do you say to your quarterback right now?
Boy, that's an interesting question because a lot of it depends on the head coach and the people making the decisions. You have to know your quarterback and know if he's mentally tough enough to have a chance to turn it around. Or is he a guy that maybe you've seen enough and it's time to go to the backup? But right now what you're rooting for is your defense to help keep you in the game, to give him an opportunity to get back on track.
He'll have a first down past the 40 as he'll get this one up to the 44-yard line. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports.
Bears 7.
Off the play fake, Mariota. Flushed. It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
On second and a long way to go. Mariota will get this out right here to McCaffrey. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for third down.
Well, this offense will definitely utilize him as a weapon out of the backfield because he was close to 100 yards receiving a week ago. So they will try to get him the football in space as they did right there.
On third down, Mariota flushed out right. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And this is caught. Touchdown, Vikings. Sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money.
And you'd think on third down they'd just be looking for something right beyond the sticks. And I think they caught the defense flat-footed as a result because they decided they were going to take a shot right there, and it ended up being a big play.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Waddle will return this from the end zone. And he's going to be taken down inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. And the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up second down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Back to throw here. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today. When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
On the move to his left. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. They'll look to throw. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. The Bears on third down. They've been excellent, 6 for 7. This is 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw here. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Jair Alexander, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. That pick six extending this lead even further. Boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the third quarter. But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the second half.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Waddle will return this from the end zone. And he doesn't even get this to the 10. He's taken down at the 9.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
After the pick six, they go right back to the air.
This will be swung out wide for Taylor.
And right around the 20, he'll head out of bounds. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Jair Alexander. Oh, this is just crazy. He's got 3 interceptions, Charles, and we haven't even departed the first half of this ballgame.
I think if you're looking at the stats right now, you're saying, all right, who's the leading receiver? Well, can you flip it around and say that maybe he is and could be for the game the way that things are going right now? I think if it's him, he wants to be on the field at all times.
Play fake. Mariota. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Kind of an odd schedule this year. These two teams getting their 2 games in very late in the season. Their first meeting just a few weeks ago, back in Week 15. And it was the Vikings who won that one on the road, so they'll look for the sweep here in Minneapolis.
They go play action. Mariota. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Sacked there by Jadeveon Clowney.
11-yard loss on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Out to his left. Oh, he just needed to throw it away, but instead, out of bounds he goes, and that's a sack.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
4th down, Mariota. Eluding the pressure right. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Mecole Hardman, 47 yards. And the Vikings are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point by Seibert up and good. And that will extend this big lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Waddle will return this from the end zone. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And he'll lose yardage and be down at the 7-yard line. That play doomed from the start thanks to the defensive effort of Grady Jarrett. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Now a handoff. Taylor with it.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. Looking to throw.
Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
17 yards.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Got a man open, it's Sutton.
7 yards to pick up there.
It's a gain 7.
The play action fake. They'll look. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Eric Armstead. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
I like that play call right after they've been sacked because they anticipated pressure again. And if you believe that, you know you got to get the ball out of your hands quickly. That one was incomplete.
And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9. Rolling to his right. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. Mariota now to throw on 1st down. Being chased out left. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And he'll be brought down at his own 10-yard line. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30.
52 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Goes back to Sutton. This time completes it.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Now back to throw. Steps away. Now he'll turn and throw deep back to the other side of the field. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Jair Alexander.
And the Vikings are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
Charles, are you kidding me? 4 interceptions? I mean, that's a good season for a lot of defensive backs.
A lot of reason to get voted into the Pro Bowl. When you have 4 in one game, I mean, talk about a campaign slogan, right? I got 4. Send me to the Pro Bowl, guys. What a game we've experienced watching this one.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
And with great starting field position up near the 50, they might be one completion away from stealing a late field goal here.
Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick.
And the Bears force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right. right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Set to kick off.
The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. Hardman going to bring it out of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 13-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Throwing, Mariota. Flushed out right. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And the Bears force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
2nd and 2. Blitz coming, and down he goes. On play action, they'll throw under pressure, and they got to him again. Boy, not deterred from those first 2 failed attempts. They're going to go a 3rd time here on 4th down. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Steps away to his left. To the sideline, and he's got it. They say the feet are down. Yes, the line judge says they're in. That'll be a 1st down.
And that's a big pickup of a 1st down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. He'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
They're going to look to throw. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They'll try and throw for it here. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Myles Jack. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. Count them now, 6 interceptions between last week and this week. Now, the 3 picks last week helped them to a win. They're in the driver's seat once more.
And they're the ones that are doing all the leading, aren't they? Right? The 3 interceptions last week, that led to a victory. 3 interceptions so far in this game, that has them out in front. We often think of the offense driving things. In this case, it's
touchdown! Mecole Hardman, 47 yards. And the interception by the Vikings D leads to a touchdown. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Waddle will return this from the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And now here's another interception.
Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Waddle will return this from the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up. But you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
Here's 2nd and 8. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. That pick is 9th on the season.
Remember we were kids and you were playing Little League Baseball? And they penciled you in the 9 spot in the order. That wasn't so good, was it?
Were you in the 9 hole?
Or you played the 9 position, right field. That wasn't so great.
That wasn't. You'd be picking Dan. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Mecole Hardman there to make the grab. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Waddle will return this from the end zone. That he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. And now here's another interception. It's C.J. Henderson picking it off. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, you don't want to coach him, Charles, to stay in the pocket on every play, but I guess that's the danger of getting outside of the pocket, extending a play, and making a bad throw. It turns into 6 points the other way.
Yeah, sometimes when you get outside the pocket, your vision actually gets obscured a little bit, or you narrow it down too much, and you don't see all the defenders in the area.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
Taken in at the 3. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Forced out to his left. And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S. Ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Play action now. Mariota. Dancing to his left. And he wisely will throw that one away. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
Now Mariota on 4th down. Eluding the pressure right. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair. Because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. To throw is Mariota. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Mecole Hardman There to make the grab. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Seibert on for the PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Good word. I like it, man, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Bears. Justin Jefferson. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Bears claw one back.
For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best play is just up in the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
At his top speed, according to Next Gen Stats, well, really, it's ridiculous, impossible, whatever you want to call it, 22.6 miles per hour.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
Hardman going to bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Still comfortably on top, third quarter, as they start things here with a 1st and 10. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Now Mariota. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
First down, Mariota. Flush to his right. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And this is taken in at the 5. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings.
Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, "Wake up. Let's get moving, guys."
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think he might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. Second down, another run with Taylor. And yet again, he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Great job by this Vikings defense. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. That's to his running back, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
They'll run on 1st down. Taylor, and he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play.
At the 47-yard line.
2nd down at 5.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick six makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or two.
We like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. It's a squibber picked up around the 27.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
Their mini two-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The give to Taylor.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left in no space to try and run. Really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
This will be swung out wide for Taylor.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. back to throw. Got a man open. It's Sutton. A good pickup there. 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter. Again, he'll drop to throw. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Myles Jack. And the Vikings are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go.
I guess it's good we can't really read the mind of the defensive coordinator now, huh?
Had him pinned back there deep, give up that run. Can't be happy. And got his man complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Mecole Hardman finding the end zone yet again. And the Vikings are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this fourth quarter advantage. Extra point by Seibert up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Ooh, a little cruel here. They're going to go for the onside kick up big. And they got it. They recovered it. But hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down. Well, they were a little too excited to get the football, touched it before it went 10 yards.
And that's so difficult, isn't it? Because sometimes you can just take a bad hop and veer into your lane or into your body. In this case, though, they touched it before 10. Illegal touching is the call.
Now we give to Taylor. The Pro Bowler Fletcher Cox there to get him down. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this fourth quarter. Second down, another run with Taylor. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. They'll set up to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Taylor. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37.
Brings up 4th down.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. Back to throw here. And he'll be touchdown here, but not before he does pick up the first. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays that have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
On 1st down, it's Taylor. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up?
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Eric Armstead able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. They'll set up a throw. Buying time to his left. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down. He'll look to throw. He'll buy some time right. Oh, hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And right about now, heck, they might be wishing they did not have a bye week coming up next week. It appears they're going to go into that week off in high spirits as they've got this one well in hand. Flushed out right. Oh, now he'll try and chuck it deep left side. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And the Bears come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play